This video is supported by Profit Accumulator. Profit Accumulator helps you to earn extra money by doing something called match betting. Match betting isn't gambling. And when you do it properly, and I mean properly, you can't lose. So get involved right now. Click the link in the description and sign up to Profit Accumulator right now. Hi and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast, brought to you today by Profit Accumulator. Big games on this weekend, right? So if you want to earn yourself some extra cash, use Profit Accumulator. There's some big games and big deals going on. And the link is in the description. Get involved right now with Profit Accumulator and you can earn yourself some extra cash this weekend. Of course, this weekend is a huge game, right? Arsenal going to Old Trafford to take on Manchester United. And as well as being joined by DT today, as we always are, got a very special guest with us today, Flex from the United Stand, #1 Man United channel. He is here to join us, and we're going to discuss and talk about that game. It's big. It's not. We always say this, and we've been saying this for about the past 5-6 years now. It's not as big as it used to be. It used to be the ultimate game. You remember those days?
It used to be all out war. Game, yeah, 100%. Miss them days, man.
Vieira, Keane, all that sort of stuff. Wenger, Fergie.
Big.
It's not that level no more, but it's still a big game. You know what I mean? It's still two huge fan bases. Whoever loses cops the banter.
100%. Right? 100%. I've had my fair share. Right. You've had your fair share.
And do you know what? It's it's going to be a pretty interesting game. Last season, the two games, there was a draw at Old Trafford. Remember that? 2-2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, and then at our place.
Was it 1-1, wasn't it?
Sorry, was it 1-1?
It was 2-2 the year before.
Yeah, 2-2.
1-1. Right, that was the Batman goal last year.
Yeah, with the VAR.
A phantom goal, isn't it? Where he was given offside and he was onside when VAR showed he was onside by about yards. Yeah. And then, of course, at our place, that was a good victory for us. Beat you by 2-0. Mm-hmm. So we kind of got one over you. But I think the significance of this game is that it's at Old Trafford, and we have not won at Old Trafford for so long. I think it's 16 years now, something ridiculous like that. It's a terrible statistic. So Man United will be mad confident. They just had that big win over RB Leipzig, should I say. Not a lot of people saw that coming, 5-0.
None of our fans saw 5-0.
That was a massive result. We had a big win. Done 3-0.
When you called it what was that thing you put up? He's calling it Shamrock Rovers. Yeah. Or was that recent, or that was from before?
Mate, what? Shamrock Rovers, man.
Whether it was Shamrock Rovers.
You said the wrong team.
No, I only did it at the end.
If we was playing Shamrock Rovers, we might have actually been in the Champions League.
Whether it was Shamrock Rovers or whoever, it was done. We beat them 3-0. Listen, it was a standard win in the Europa League. So both teams going to it on the back of a win, but obviously your one way more significant, beating last year's semi-finalists.
You paid your second team as well, didn't you?
Yeah, in the Champions League. So let's get into it, man. This is a huge game. First of all, I'm going to start with. Let me start with our guest, Flex. How are you feeling ahead of this game?
A lot different to if you would have asked me just after the international break. It's weird, isn't it? Like how football can change so quickly. We know this. We follow our teams, and our teams have some mad results, and we're so emotionally invested. After that Tottenham game, you just feel like the world's coming. You just feel like, oh my God, 6-1
defeat against Tottenham.
Horrendous. And obviously, you lot's big rivals as well. You lot probably not hated it as much as we did, but didn't like to see Tottenham do that.
I don't know, man.
Well, all right. Well, maybe you did. It was
a catch-22.
It's one of them games, right? Where
you're still going to laugh. It's Man United. You know what it is, right? You know what it is, right? You know what it is.
I didn't want Tottenham to win, and I didn't want Tottenham to do that, right? But they did it, and you're like, well, you know what?
Couldn't happen to a nicer team.
I hate the fact that it's them who did it, but it's kind of the best of both worlds because it was still you guys we could hammer over it.
Awful. So we're coming out of that now. We're coming out of that. So pretty much all international break, Man United fans will tell you this batch of 7 games. The thing that annoys me is after every win or every loss, there's a discussion about the manager. I just want to go on a period where it might be similar to you.
Well, I even heard you.
What?
Having a go at him.
I would always listen.
You was having a go at him. After the 6-1.
I will always criticise, like you should.
No, not having a go, but you was like sort of on the Not saying Ollie out.
No,
but
because I don't think he should be sacked. What I said was, after that game, was that he made mistakes in playing this expansive team that we've been playing. He needs to make changes, and the Newcastle game is massive. He can't just throw out the same team again. And he didn't, and he's made big changes since, and we've been a lot more solid, and we're unbeaten in 4 now, winning 3. So I will always, that's what I'm saying about the reactionary thing. It's like when he wins, everyone who wants him to stay is always going at the people who want him to go, saying, see, this is why he's this, you lot sit down. And then when he loses, the people who want him to go are like, this is what we mean, this is why he's shit, I hate that. I really do hate that.
I went through
and
you,
on this channel, this is, you lot are kind of used to that. But yeah, back to how we're feeling. Look, after that game, we've solidified ourselves. He dropped a lot of big names. He made some big calls, especially against Newcastle. Put Dan James in, who to me still wasn't good enough, but he made a big call. Put Matter on the right. There was no Greenwood, no Pogba. Like, he shored it up. Put Matic and McTominay and Fred in front of the back four, sitting. You know what it's like when you have a real bad result like that? You need to get some confidence. So it's a great performance against Newcastle. We go to PSG. Again, people say he's got no tactics and he ain't got no setup or no plan. Went there with a plan, played 5 at the back, stifled 2 of the best players in the world in Neymar and Mbappe. We had 2 Nzeba, he didn't play in 10 months. The last game he played was Colchester in the League Cup 10 months ago. Came in, put Mbappe in his pocket, Wan-Bissaka, Mbappe in his pocket. Great performance. Then he switched to a 4-4-2 diamond in that same game against PSG. Again, tactics, system, finished the game well. Bit underwhelming against Chelsea. And I was annoyed with that game because of the confidence from the last 2. You want to see us kick on. But in the grand scheme of it, the last game you played at home was Spurs away. You conceded 6. You've got to take the positives. We're going at top 4 along with another rival like Chelsea for the rest of the season. Just don't lose. And we had the better chances in the end. I thought Mendy, that keeper, probably was busier than De Gea. Then an emphatic win against Leipzig, which, like DT was saying just before we started recording, I honestly thought it'd be a draw. There's a lot of hype about Nagelsmann. Some Man United fans who want Ollie out will tell you that Nagelsmann the best thing since sliced bread.
I mean, they are top of the league in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, they're a good team and they play good football. Last year's semi-finalists, they're not a joke team. All the hype about Upamecano, I know your fans want him a lot. We do as well. Had a shit game. Do you know what I mean? Rashford sat him like he had a poor game. Then you look at the changes that Ollie made, and he went with a diamond as well. Very positive. So going into this Arsenal game, we're in a very positive moment.
Confident.
Confident. The players have to be confident after the results.
The only thing we got to say on that before we get to DT and speak to him about Arsenal is that you haven't won a game at home, though.
In the league. 100%.
A lot of those things you're saying, great, but it's the league. And it's not just that Tottenham game. There was also the Palace game. I also thought in that game, had Palace have taken their chances, they could have scored even more than
easily.
what Tottenham
Well, even
scored.
the game we won against Brighton, where we won 3-2.
Yeah,
we could have lost that 5-3.
The game against Brighton, where you just sneaked it in the end. And then also, even that Newcastle game. To start off with, Newcastle.
Well, you say that.
Had a few chances.
You say that. This is the fact of it. We kicked off. And when the chips are down, this again shows mentality. You've just lost 6-1. You've come back after the international break. You go 1-0 down straight away from an own goal. Like, that's your worst possible scenario. That's where you got to show something. And since after that, we had before we even made changes where we actually got more goals, we had 25 shots. Newcastle didn't do anything.
Okay.
But yeah.
Arsenal, right? A bit different at the moment. Yes, a win in the week against Dundalk in the Europa League. Changed team, but that's expected. Come on.
Yeah, of course.
Lee Judges was saying before the game, he expected nothing less than 6-0. He was bantering a bit. But, that's the sort of attitude fans went into that game with. So that was a standard win, right? However, whilst we got off to a good start to the season, great wins against Fulham and Sheffield United, but lost away at home, lost away from home to Man City, lost away to Liverpool. Again, it's that whole thing about we're not able to go away to those big 6 teams and get a result. We haven't done it since 2015, right? Not good enough, right? And then that shock defeat last week at home against Leicester. We know Leicester are a good side, but they haven't beaten us since 1973 at home.
Are they not?
Not at home. Away from home, they've been strong,
tough
but
team to play
right?
with,
And they nicked that 1-0. And And there's been a lot of questions. All of a sudden, it's gone from a lot of positivity, a bit like what Flex was saying about Solskjaer, where it goes from game to game. It's been, on the whole, very positive, to do with Mikel Arteta. But the last couple games, there's been a lot of questions being, asked about him. A lot of fans complaining about the style of football. It's boring, it's dead. A lot of fans complaining about, Mustafi, why is he playing? Where's Saliba? A lot of questions are starting to be asked, Our attacking up front, we're not creating enough chances. We're not getting Aubameyang in the picture. Mm-hmm. Is this a very high pressure game now for Mikel Arteta? Because if he loses this game, Flex was saying this sort of before we came on. If he loses this game 3 on the bounce, does that pressure really start to mount on him?
I think it's unneeded pressure. I don't think the pressure should be there. We're 10 months into a rebuild. People are forgetting that. And 6 months of it, we've been locked down. People are forgetting this. People seem to think we're 3-4 years into what we're trying to do. We're not. We sat there last night and you rolled off the Liverpool team that Jurgen Klopp took over with. I think only James Milner and Origi's still there. And they're not first choice players. So you have to get rid of certain players. You have to play players that you might not want to play. But it's all part of the process and building. And at a time when, we're having a bit of a wobbly moment, shall we say, you need everyone to back it. But you're not. And it's becoming so easy to just moan. Everyone's becoming reactionary now. And it's boring the life out of me. And I'm just sitting there look at the bigger picture, not what's just happening.
One of the things people want to see change is that record I just told you about.
Yeah.
Going away
this record's
to one of those big boys and getting 2015.
No. Robbie, it goes back before that. We were going to Manchester United with unbelievable teams and conceding 8. This has been around for a long time. We went to Etihad, lost 6-3.
Yeah.
People are like, but we scored 3.
Chelsea 6-0.
6-0. And people will look at something in that and go, but we had a player sent off, so there's a mitigating circumstances. You're actually meant to be harder to break down when you go to 10, because you put everyone behind the ball. We don't. We're like Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, let's just go. Woo. Do you know what I mean? So this has been going a long time, Robbie. A long time, and it's a mentality. Listen to me for a minute. But what I'm saying is, and what we need to do as a team, as a club, and as fans and everything, is maybe use Leicester as a prime example. Because you just said Leicester have not beaten us at Emirates since when? Or
1973.
At our place, 1973. Records are there to be broken. So Leicester.
That's what I'm trying to point.
Exactly. So we need
to.
This is one of the things we spoke about on the fan cam after the Dundalk game, and I said to you, it's like a weight on our shoulders now. You remember when we went 10 years or so without a trophy, and it felt like that was a massive weight. You needed to win that one trophy, and once you won it, it relieves everything, and it becomes a little bit more easier because that's now off your back. This away record now has become something that we don't want. So with every game, what happens is you'll go into this game against Manchester United, and the first thing people will say, you haven't won against the Big Six since Santi Cazorla and Olivier Giroud scored at Manchester City however many years ago. So that's always going to be there until you beat someone. Because if we went to Old Trafford and beat them, for example, then when we go to one of the Big Six away again, they're not going to mention Santi Cazorla and Manchester City back then. They're going to go, well, you know what, last time out, Arsenal went to Old Trafford and won. Okay, this is what you're going to build. But the longer you keep that on your back, it's just going to be a weight. And I feel the players are starting to affect it now. It may be starting to play on their minds a little bit as well. Our record at Old Trafford is awful. If this was Emirates, I don't care about how well Manchester United are doing and how poor we're doing. I would still have a lot of confidence going into this game. We done a fan cam right after Manchester United had beat PSG away 3-1 in the Champions League, and we'd just lost to Rennes in the Champions League, and Flex was standing next to us laughing.
But you still keep saying I was laughing. I told you what I was laughing at.
No, what you was laughing at? You was laughing because he went, DT, so of course we're off the back of an awful result in Rennes on Thursday.
You was making me laugh.
We were there, and I'm sitting there like...
That's what was funny.
And you're there, hands in your pocket, laughing away. And what happened? We went into the game at the weekend.
100%.
And we beat them. And then I went on the fan cams, United stand afterwards, and I was wetting myself. And it was like, but Manchester United, we've had no better opportunities to beat Manchester United at Old Trafford than we have in the last 2 visits.
Especially in the last 2.
Because they've been riddled with injuries to the point where even Man United fans, Flex, whoever it might be, have sat there and gone, we're getting beat today. I don't care about our record against Arsenal. We're losing today because we're a mess right now.
And still you Arsenal it up though.
And still we don't.
Yeah. You just do an Arsenal. That's what you do. You do Arsenal.
And that's the thing. It's like even 2 years ago when we draw 2-2, we go 2-1 ahead and everyone's like, yes, I still remember celebrating and they scored. Lingard scores down the other end. You know, we go and get the goal back last year and we equalise. And then we have chances and De Gea turns into De Gea from 5 years ago and starts saving. And
I mean, why is it that we can't beat you? You know, look how easy we beat Man United at our place last year.
Mikel Arteta was a week into the job.
You know, why is it when we go to these places away? Because at home, we beat Liverpool at home. We beat United at home.
That on your back,
Robbie. It's
that on your back. It's a constant. It's always going to be there until you start rectifying it. You know, teams like Crystal Palace have better records against the top 6 than us, but it don't mean they're a better team than us. It doesn't mean they're going to finish higher than us. It's a mentality thing now. This is weighing so heavy on the players' shoulders now to a point that it's the only thing that ever gets spoken about or mentioned when you go into these games. We should be going into this game talking about what we can do to hurt Manchester United, what players can punish them, what players can do this, what players can do that, where's their weaknesses, where's their strengths. But the first thing that comes out of everybody's mouth before you go into this game is Arsenal ain't won away from home since such and such. Arsenal ain't won at Old Trafford since Cesc Fabregas slid in at a Bayor and we won 1-0. You know, and this is what I'm trying to say to you. This record goes so far back. You know, I remember we went to Old Trafford with an unbelievable team and we lost 6-1. Henry equalised and it was 1-1 and then all of a sudden we fell apart. Do you know what I mean? So this has been something at Old Trafford that's happened with teams that are better than the one we have now.
Arteta got the mentality and the tactics to break that. Because you've seen him like in tough pressurised games. Like we look at the FA Cup. You know, a lot of people when they looked at our pathway to the final,
our pathway was ridiculous.
They started laughing.
Let's look at our pathway from the third round.
At that time, we had an on-form Sheffield United.
Go way back.
Like, away there, forget that.
Go way back to January. Leeds United, we played. That was tough. You know, the only one real game in the whole cup run you could probably say, should win that is Portsmouth. We had tough games going to Sheffield United, Man City,
and Chelsea in the final, and they did it.
And we've done a number on them.
So why can't they transfer that and take that and be? As I said, we've seen United at home, despite their excellent form in the Champions League, at home, and I'll put this one back again to you, at home, the Crystal Palace game, I mean, I know that was like one of the first games of the season, it was early in the season.
We're a week behind.
Got absolutely ripped to shreds in that game. That was unbelievable. Awful. And what I've noticed, it seems like Man United, when a team has a go at them, like Leipzig did, like PSG did, they play very well. They seem to sit back and they're like excellent on the counter-attack. Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Martial, you know what I mean? They're on the counter-attack, blistering. When teams seem to sit in with a low block and say, come on in, you come break us down now.
We've got better at that.
They seem to be a bit devoid of ideas.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be able to break teams down. They become very slow, lethargic. There seems to be a lack of creativity. I don't know. It's like you've got a Jekyll and Hyde United. So
100%.
I personally think what Arteta is going to do, he will deploy that 3 at the back
100%
system. He will sit in because that's one thing that Arsenal have been doing pretty well recently, and look to catch United on the counter attack, bit like what he did to Liverpool and City in the FA Cup. You know, and you know, bit like what even this season against Liverpool, against City, even though they lost them 2 games, they were competitive in those games for long periods of time just didn't put their chances away.
It'll be similar to the Chelsea game.
City's the only one I was really disappointed with this season in terms of we didn't create anything, and you looked at the game and went, that's a chance missed. Liverpool, Lacazette scores, 2-2, game on. Misses it. I mean, it's one of those, isn't it?
Fine margins.
What I'm saying is
Exactly.
that style that you'll probably put in place, not the type of style.
No, it's not going to
We
be
saw
expensive.
Chelsea do it last week as well.
Look, this game's not going to be expensive. Manchester United fans who are expecting, me personally anyway, I don't think we can expect an open, expensive game. I think that now you've got Thomas Partey, this is from an outsider looking in, I feel like Arteta's, like you said, he's got players there that, what's he supposed to do with? Nobody wanted Socrates, nobody wanted Mustafi, nobody wanted whoever. Like, you couldn't get rid of the players, and you couldn't also get every player in that you wanted. But maybe with Partey, like, I don't think Arteta trusts your players in a 4, which is why he's built a solid basis off the 5 at the back, 3 at the back, whatever you want to call it. And it's like he wants to slowly engineer his way out of that. I.e., right, we've got Leicester, we've got Thomas Partey now. Let's dip our toe into what it's like to play with a 4. Didn't quite go as planned. First half, I thought he was all right. He was a better team, dominant. Yes, but Leicester did what you've been doing in the big away games. When Leicester spanked City 5-2, what did they do first 20 minutes? They sat in, sat back, and then. But the only difference is that they used their counter-attack quite well and got Vardy going. Once they started, being a bit more positive, the game then got taken to Manchester City. I think you're going to do exactly what Chelsea done. Again, Frank Lampard, just as he came to us, just was 2-0 up against Southampton, ended up getting a 3-3 draw. 2-2 draw?
2-2 draw, yeah.
2-2 draw.
No,
Was it
3-3.
3-3,
3-3,
yeah.
sorry,
It was
yes,
3-3 draw,
3-3,
but they were 2-0 up in a game, do you know what I mean? He came there thinking, we're leaking too many goals. Man United, if we go at them as well, that's when you see the best of Man United. Let's just see what they got. And they could have lost, but the chances that they conceded against us were isolated chances. It wasn't patterns of play where we're opening them up. There were just chances that can happen if somebody goes to sleep in one pattern of play, a chance gets conceded. I think Arteta does exactly the same thing. So I'm expecting quite a tactical game, quite a boring game. I honestly think it'll be cagey. And I do think there is a lot more pressure on Arteta in this game than Ollie. I'm not talking about Ollie spent this and the rebuild. You're right, you're only 10 months into your rebuild. We're further along in our development than you. And we've got players in, like, for ages we had to play, you talk about the players you have to play, you don't want to. We had to play, like, Pereira in the number 10, Lingard on the left, like, till we got Fernandes or until we got Greenwood going, or, do you know what I mean? It's a development. But I do feel that in this game, Arteta has to not lose. We can actually afford a draw. Like, in the grand scheme of it, we'll be disappointed.
You say that.
No, let me finish. In the grand scheme of it, we don't want to draw, we smell blood. I'm not going to lie, Man United fans are confident, Ryan. I'm not going to sit here and try and be reserved in case I lose and get bantered. I think we're going to win the game. I think we're confident. I think we'll get that first win at Old Trafford. But I don't think it's going to be open and expansive. And the pressure really is on Arteta. He has to go back to that back five.
Hold on, let me just say, right? I think he will go back to that back five. I think he definitely, that's what he's deployed away from home anyway. But to say that, I think Ollie's under pressure as well.
He's not in this game. He's not under more pressure. You've lost the last 2 games.
I think we're only. I think Mikel's only under pressure because of our own fans.
No, hold on. Let me just say, Ollie has not won a game at home this season. Manchester United have not got off to a good start. Let's take the Champions League out of it a minute. Take that. Put it over there.
But it still counts, though.
Right now,
you can't just do that because it still counts towards the morale of the team.
Premier League.
It does. You can't say that.
Of course, morale of the team. But I'm saying with your fans, with your fans, he has not won a game at home this season. Right? Nothing. He's not been off. He's not been a great start to the Premier League season for Ollie. Right? Now, if he was to lose this game. I think the fans will be on his neck a bit as well.
They always are when we lose a game, 100%. And look, it's Arsenal, it's a big game. You don't want to lose. They could be onto him even if it's a boring 0-0 like the Chelsea game. Because after the Chelsea game,
they were onto him.
It was like we lost. It felt like we lost. And I'm not going to lie, I was pissed off. I was like, oh man, just went for them a little bit more. But when you take a step back and away from this reactionary stuff, you know what? We're just trying to gather ourselves. We just got battered 6-1. We're unbeaten in 3. Then the next game was Leipzig and you win 5-0. It all changes by result. So
you know what?
So there's more pressure, I think, for Arteta to win this game.
We've got two young managers, right, starting out, right? Yes, Ollie's managed
He's actually managed for ages. It's just in the shit
actually
standard.
managed a couple of teams, but still, there's still.
He's not just young starting out. He's actually got experience.
Yeah, but there's still, you know what I mean, young
in the Premier League.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's the better manager?
Arteta. He's one more. You're judged as a man. No, you're judged as a right. You're judged.
When Portsmouth won the FA Cup, it didn't mean that Harry was a better manager. No, because it doesn't mean that.
What my argument behind this, right, is that because Ollie as a manager, he was a Mulder. I don't even know.
Won league titles there,
but let's take that out. When you get to competitive, shall we say, like what we would know. Let's say we look at Cardiff, relegated them. Gets the job.
That's the way you said that.
He did.
No, it's just the way you said it.
It's a fact, but I'll put my argument.
He got the job at Manchester United based on an unbelievable run that he went on.
And his affiliation to the club.
Yeah, and his everything else. Yeah. And then I think Manchester United have these spells where they go on a really good run. Yeah. They all start singing that he's at the wheel again, and he crashes.
We've never done it.
And then it just...
False.
It just...
No, we haven't started. No, since we fell off the wheel, we ain't sung it once, I'm telling you now. We ain't sung it once. We ain't sung it once.
It was sung not long ago. I've seen it. I've seen it.
We ain't sung it. Since we fell off.
You might not have, but I've seen plenty singing it again. Even Rio Ferdinand was doing it recently on his tweets and that about being at the wheel again, and then it was
Rio
like...
can't help himself. Rio
no, it's just crashed. But what I say is that obviously Ollie took over a side that wasn't up to Man United standards, shall we say. So yeah, he's had to rebuild and do things. But he's had long enough and plenty of money for Manchester United, in my opinion, to be really pushing to challenge the top end now. Not just scraping Champions League places. He should now be on to that next phase. Mikel Arteta is 10 months into a rebuild. He took over a squad that was on its knees, that was... behind the scenes controversies.
Still on its knees.
It's not on its knees. It's just that there's still people there that shouldn't be there. You know, we're still trying to... He's not the reason Mesut Ozil had a 350 grand contract. He's not the reason why we've got Socrates and Mustafi and all these players surplus
it's the same as Ollie. He's not the reason why Phil Jones is on a flipping 150 grand a week, why Lingard's on massive P's, why Pereira, why Sanchez... But
with what you've spent, the players you've brought in, you should now, like for me this season, with what you've got and what you had at your disposal anyway, Manchester United should be going, not just scraping into the top four, you should be comfortably top four.
100%.
And then next season, challenging for the title.
We need to put in again, but the thing is, what it is it's all about, when you follow your club inside out, you know, like, what it really is. Do you see what I'm saying? So from afar, Ollie might have said he wanted Harry Maguire, can't control the price. It ends up being 85 million, 8 million. Rip off, banter, whatever. Definitely. But, do you know what I'm saying? But he can't control the prices, he can just say, I want the player. You probably didn't want to spend 72 million on Pepe. People will look at that and think, I don't think 72 million, maybe 45 at the moment. But, do you know what I mean? Not Emery's fault. Emery got him? Yeah, it weren't Emery's fault, he just said, I want the player. So what he spent like 200 million last season and stuff, it was on two defenders, and Dan James for me wasn't a good buy for me. Like, but he's a 15 million player from the Championship. He weren't supposed to play as much as he is. This transfer window, I know you might think, come on, you got Pogba. Sorry, you got Pogba, you got this, you got that, you got this.
You're right there.
I'm good. You got this, you got that. But Ollie had an awful transfer window this season, this summer. Did he want Cavani? Personally, I don't think he did. They will spin it like he did, but we got him. He was a free agent since July.
I think you started to panic.
Do you know what it was when Dembele trying to get him?
Do you know what I noticed? Do you know the funny thing? When I watched you in those final week or so of the transfer window, I was like, my God, where have I seen that before? It's like watching Arsenal. Where you have targets and you go, and from the start of the window, he's sitting there going, hi and welcome to the Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you linked with all the, and we're linked to all these amazing players. And then with a week of the window left, we're sitting there going, Yeah, so we ain't signed anyone yet.
Typical.
Right, who's out there?
Yeah, but hold on,
and we do that.
No, but it's a typical thing. So I'm talking about, no, but he's talking about kicking on.
for Man United.
No, he's
No,
not.
we're not
He's
crying
right.
tears. We're not crying tears. No, no,
He's
listen.
right, what he's saying.
We're
though.
not crying
Van der
tears.
Beek, right? Van der Beek,
Yeah,
and
who's-
Cavani. It ain't like they signed.
It's not good enough.
It's not two
That
youth
ain't
players.
good enough. That ain't good enough, Robbie.
These are not good players.
This is what I'm saying. No.
Robbie.
Van der Beek was signed as a squad player for squad depth. So when Bruno's not at it, you've actually got some quality to bring off the bench.
were you
And
happy
do you know
with that
what?
signing?
And 100%, yes. And we got him for a very good price. And what have Man United fans been saying? Why the hell has he not been playing more? Especially when we've been playing poorly.
What about Cavani?
But
That's not-
Cavani's not even been fit, Robbie. He had to quarantine. Because
know,
we
but-
panicked
but-
so bad, he had to flip in quarantine for 2 weeks before he can even play.
Yeah,
But
that's
he's
not
played
a
football
good
in 6
signing.
months.
That's not a good signing for me, Robbie.
You don't
That's
think
a panic.
Cavani's a good signing?
Listen, he comes with pedigree, and I'm not going to write him off because he's our player now, so I support him.
What's his name come with pedigree before?
Who?
What's the other
Falcao.
one? Falcao.
100%.
No, but
Come
hold
with
on, this is
pedigree.
what I'm saying. Wait a minute. What I'm saying is,
least he was
right?
playing at the
I'm
time.
saying this now, right? They may not have been Jadon Sancho or whatever you wanted, right?
We had a poor transfer window, Robbie.
But-
Any Man United fan will tell
hold
you
on.
it. We had a poor
But
transfer
they're
window.
still two top quality players.
Robbie, we had a
I'm
poor
sorry,
Are
transfer
they not
window.
top quality players?
Well, we don't know if Cavani's still top quality. He hasn't played in ages. Van der Beek is a top quality
For
player.
the money
yeah.
that Manchester United have, and for what they were looking to buy in the
Thank
window,
you.
for me, from the outside looking in, it's a poor window.
Thank
there,
you.
There were Man United fans with 7 Sancho on their shirts already.
Idiots.
Do you know what I mean? But if they would have got Jadon Sancho, then you could have gone, yeah, you know what, that's a better window than you think. But they literally put all their eggs into the basket of Jadon Sancho to the point where Dortmund were like, listen, you ain't paying the money, get out of
They
here.
tried to
Bye-bye.
bully him.
Exactly.
I'll tell you why
They
Man
tried
United
to
had a
bully him.
transfer window, awful transfer window. From before the transfer window even opened, everyone knew we were in for Jadon Sancho. Everyone knew Sancho wanted to come to Man United. All the top reputable journalists, obviously Fabrizio Romano gets everything pretty much spot on. The agreement is signed in principle. I know a few people close to Sancho. It's done. But the big thing that comes into it, yeah, Corona, Man United not wanting to write a blank cheque for £120 million, but they knew the price. Yeah, I don't even like talking about this thing because Sancho, it's done. But cut a long story short, they knew the price. Dortmund said 120 million euros from day dot, from what day, right at the start. Man United went, they're bluffing, they'll need to sell. We'll try the big boy mentality because we're Man United. We're not that anymore. We're not seen as that anymore. We don't operate like that anymore. So we didn't get him.
You didn't get him,
But we
right?
had, anyway, we had a poor transfer window is what I'm saying. But we had a poor transfer window. Simple.
Yeah, but you're crying, right? I'm look at your. It's
crying, I'm saying we had a shit
listen,
transfer
it's
window.
a manager underachieving, right? You know.
Well, we finished third.
Wait,
We finished third. Was that team better enough to finish higher than City? No.
No, do you
Was
know-
it better enough to win the league?
Do you
No.
know what?
We got third.
Flex, this is the thing, yeah?
got third.
This is something
Supposed
that
to do.
this is something we were guilty of for many years, and this is the thing. Because we've been through it, we might actually be the best place to talk about this. But for years, we used to moan about finishing in the top 4 because we only ever used to just get in the top 4. There was never a point where we were going, right, now let's take that step above top 4. That's why we, as fans, were always saying it's not enough, because that was your borderline. That is all it looked to us, Stan Kroenke and everyone wanted. Get in the Champions League, we get our money, cool. You're never going to make that step to go for titles again. You were just the best of a really, really, really bad bunch.
But you
last
say
season.
that, but he's still. But you see, the thing is with that is
No, last season was poor.
Listen, it was so poor that we had finished on the same points. 66 points got us 6th the year before, and 66 points got us 3rd the year. That tells you how bad the league is. I 100%
But that's the
agree
thing.
with that.
Are you not papering over?
No,
What
there
was
is
such
there's
a
an
real
element of
bad?
that. But all
How
you
many
can
points
do-
did you finish behind Liverpool?
33, something like that.
See, that's what,
Right,
as a
100%.
fan, I would be looking at more.
Listen, 100%. I don't want you to get misconstrued. But what I'm saying is, it's Ollie's first full season. It was his first full season, right? His first transfer window. His expectation is not going to be to win the league. Forget that. His expectation was always going to be to go from Europa League to Champions League. That's the stepping stone. We've done that now. Now the thing is, you're looking at that squad. Are we better than Liverpool? Are we there yet? No. Can we win the league? Not right now.
Let me just
No, hold on.
I know.
It's the
I get
thing.
what
The
you're
thing is to
saying.
reduce the gap.
I
You've
get
got
what
to
you're
reduce
saying.
the
I
gap
get
and then
what
go
you're
for
saying,
the
but
following year.
again,
But we're not there yet.
But again,
We're not there yet.
what I'm trying to get at
5
is,
games into this season.
are you not, because you've set your objective in terms of getting into the Champions League, is that not masking over what's really going on? And it's poor. That's the issue.
Let me just-
If you would have finished, right, sorry, Robbie, but if you would have finished, say, 10 to 15 points behind the
Cut the
champions
gap,
or
that's what I'm
so,
just saying,
then you're
cut the
saying you're
gap.
cutting the gap. But like the gap of like nearly 40 points.
But it's big for everyone. It's big for
I know
City.
it's big for everyone.
City
I know
is
it is.
25 points.
But
this is
not
the era we're
everyone's.
in.
But not everyone's Manchester United. Not everyone's regarded as the biggest club in
City
England.
arguably
not
got more
everyone's got
disposable cash
the.
than
Not
us.
everyone's got
They
the
finished
money you
25
have.
points behind
Not
them.
everyone's got the money you have.
Hold on,
I
hold on,
think
wait,
that
one
you're
second.
masking over.
I just think you need to rebuild.
I
and
wanna
you've still got to be patient.
ask a question.
Got to be
right?
patient. He's not perfect.
And
but-
Arteta is
Maybe
better than Solskjaer.
You're obviously you're a Man United fan. You're there. You're week in, week out. You follow Manchester United, right? But I'm looking at you guys from afar, right? And I look at your squad, right? And I hear United fans, it's not good enough to. And I'm like, is it the squad or is it the manager?
It's not good enough to win a Premier League. It's not.
And I look at the squad. So I'm just going through some of it now. Cavani, Rashford, Pogba, Van der Beek, Telles, right?
No one even knew Telles was until he signed him.
No, I knew who Telles was. Yeah, he's
Well,
a
that's
top
you lot.
quality player. Bruno Fernandes,
Yep.
Mason Greenwood,
Second
Martial.
season, yeah.
Martial.
Only just got him firing. It's his first season. scoring a lot of
Martial.
goals. Yes.
Come on, you
Right.
can't keep using that flex. He's
a
been,
good player.
Yeah,
Hold
but
on,
how long's
let me-
Martial been
He's a
here?
good player.
How many
Ollie's
years do
just
you
got
want
the
him to
best out of
fire?
him.
Let me finish.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Ollie's got the best out of him.
He's had his best season.
Rashford,
He's had his best season.
Rashford.
He's had his best
Listen,
season.
If it wasn't for the fact
He
that
didn't take no
Rashford,
pens.
if it isn't for the fact that Rashford
Chatting shit.
is going round, giving to the
chatting
people
shit.
that need it at
Chatting
most
shit.
at the moment, Martial wouldn't have got a penalty the other day.
What are you on about?
Rashford sat there and went, boy, I don't care about my penalty.
Last
You know
season,
what? You really need
He's
it.
been banned for the last
Here you
two
go.
games. What are you talking
Here
about?
you go.
He was Man United's player of the year last
I think
year.
that penalty was his first shot on goal
see
this
what-
season.
see what's funny
How
about this?
long
Listen,
has
let me
Martial?
just
But since
Hold on.
Aubameyang signed his new contract, he's fucking gone missing. What are you talking about?
Don't even put him in the same
Has he gone
category.
missing? Has he gone missing?
Aubameyang will walk
Has he
into
gone
your
missing?
team. Aubameyang
Has he
will
gone
walk
missing?
into your team. This is what I like.
Has he
Let's
gone
warm
missing?
it up now.
Has he gone missing?
Aubameyang would walk into
Man
your
signed
team.
350 bags a week and now he can't
Man
sing.
would don't talk me. You spent 500 grand on a piano player,
And he's gone.
Listen,
And he's gone. Yours is still there.
No,
He ain't got a Premier League number and he's still rinsing your peas.
He
We
has
got
got
rid
a
of us.
number 10. It's written in his contract.
Right, let me just finish, right? Because I was going through the players.
Yeah.
Maguire, 85 million.
Yeah.
Go to
Wemba-
Argos. You could have got a fridge.
Not
a lot
good,
cheaper.
he's not that good though.
Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? I look through your team, I'm like...
You're doing the FIFA.
Wait, no.
You're doing
the FIFA.
No. So this
You're
is the,
doing the FIFA.
Wait a minute.
'Cause that's like me saying to you,
Wait,
alright, go
let
on.
me finish, right? So the question I ask is this. When I look through that team, whether I'm doing a FIFA or not, I see a lot of quality. I hate to say it as an Arsenal fan, but I look through that team and I'm like, wow, those are ballers. So I have to ask myself the question, is it the players or is it the manager? If
It's a bit of
somebody,
both.
if maybe another manager was in charge of those players,
Would
would
get
they not
more?
be challenging for the league?
I don't think they're not far off being able to challenge. They're not far off being
your
able to
front
challenge.
line of Martial, Rashford, Greenwood,
Yeah.
right? All right, you didn't get Jadon Sancho, but is it that a weak front line?
I'm not
you
saying.
haven't got
Have
it?
I once said that?
So what's the problem?
Right, well,
What
let me
is it?
explain.
Hold on, what is it? What
Let
is
me
the problem?
explain.
Like, oh, we're miles off.
Let me explain.
Why are you miles off Liverpool with that squad?
Let me explain.
Please.
Look, the team that we have is a good team. We've got very good players. We've got some very good players.
World-class
It's all
quality
about
players.
balance. It's all about balance. We, for the first 3 games of the season, played the team that every Man United fan wanted to see. Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, Pogba, Bruno in the same team. Whoa, go for it, go for it, go for it. If you know your football, you know that you need balance in your team. You can't just do a FIFA and go, oh, he's 88, he's 89. It's not ultimate team. You can't just throw everyone in together. You need balance. You need to create a team ethos that works for each individual player's attributes. And we were far too open. We were open against Palace. We were open against Brighton. We were more than open against Spurs. So you need to change it. So what I'm saying about Ollie
Jadon
is...
Sancho wouldn't have fixed that, would he?
That's one thing I was saying.
So
what I'm saying is, yes, coaching and tactically, this is why when you was like, even you were saying about Ollie, I'm not blind. Like, there's been loads of times when it doesn't go right and I can see my opinion of why I think it's gone wrong, I will criticise Ollie, because guess what? Ollie's learning on this journey because he's not at this level. He hasn't got this job on his merit of being a top manager. He's got this job because we were so down in the dumps. And this is where, it's like when I say you're younger, old Caribbean family, and your mum says, or your parents them say, boy, you have to come in at this time, yeah? And you go, Mum, but everyone else, I don't bother about them, you know. You're my pick-me, I care about you. So we can't look outside and say what everyone's going to say. We, at the time of getting Ollie, needed to steady the ship, get the toxicity out of the club, and start getting players that resemble Man United players. Slowly but surely, we are doing that. Has he been good enough in his entirety? Probably not.
But I'm just saying.
But he's done them. But what I'm saying is, for all what you're saying, there's discrepancies in his tactics and all of this. But there's two sides to everything, because really, with what he's had there to achieve, he's finished the highest possible, whether it's because the league's shit or whatever. The league was shit for everyone, it wasn't just shit for us.
But who's the better manager?
Well, we don't know yet. I'm saying we don't know, because I could say this to you. Watch this one then. And I'm not this small-minded to say it, but really I could say, well, okay, Arteta's been there for how long now? 10 months, yeah? He's got Aubameyang, who's arguably the best striker in the league, scoring loads of goals and that. And all of a sudden he's playing negative. You're still going to the other teams playing like defensive football, stacking up like a Jose would, like you'd laugh at us for doing, playing counter-attack football, whatever, hanging there. Your fans, which I've seen on your own fan cams, are like, we're not going for it. Now you're not creating any chances anymore. As soon as he goes to a back four to try and play expansive, you lose. I could be saying that. But the reason why I'm not saying that is because I understand that actually that's very reactionary. Like, you were going and getting spanked before, you were going and playing expansive.
I think when I look at it, when I look at it, right,
you got 72 million pound
process.
You got Willian. You got Lacazette.
Let me finish.
You got players. Danny
Right?
Ceballos, amazing.
It's a process, right? But when I look at our squad, when I look at our team,
got Thomas Partey now.
Wait a minute. When I look at our squad, he's just come. When I look at our squad, yeah, right, I see there's a lot of things that need fixing. Right, there's what everyone's known for. There's a lot of players.
He's not getting the best out of what you got.
Wait a minute. There's a lot of. Wait a minute. I think he is. There's a lot of players in that squad that every Arsenal fan knows that. Yeah, he needs to go. He needs to go. He's been there too long. But when I look at your squad, right, and when I look at what your fans were asking for, Jadon Sancho, I'm like,
and a centre half he was asking for, and a defensive midfielder.
You got a centre half that costs £85 million.
Yeah, and guess what? He ain't very good. Whose fault's that? The fans. What do you want? Do you want us to go?
Is he no good? Is he? What? He's no good.
He's just not as good as everyone thought he was. No, he's not. He's not. He can be steady and he can be dominant in certain games, but as we can see,
can we get back to the original point?
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta is the better manager.
I don't think he is.
He is, because I've seen more progression in terms of turning around Arsenal than what I have Ollie at Manchester United, and ultimately what you're judged on as a manager is trophies. Ollie's had nearly 2 years to win a trophy, not won anything.
But you can go on a good cup run. That doesn't mean that.
Why didn't Ollie go on a good cup run then?
Why didn't Ollie go on a cup run? Short term,
who did you lose to in the FA Cup?
You finished eighth.
Who did
and you can say it's because you weren't there.
Jurgen Klopp, when Jurgen Klopp took over Liverpool.
Finished eighth. Well, he didn't win anything for the first 2 years. Was he shit then? No, he wasn't.
But what I'm saying,
he's in his first. He's in his second season.
Klopp had pedigree. Look at what he came with.
Exactly. So why do you expect more from Ollie then? He's still learning. Is what I'm saying.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm not seeing anything from Ollie to make me go, I think
he's got a better record against the top six than your manager. You lot keep talking about top six. We went to spank Chelsea home and away, spank City home and away. We beat Spurs. We've got a way better. So it's against the smaller clubs where we're struggling. So if he puts that right and we maintain we're closer to.
Look at your squad.
We're closer.
You win the league.
But that's the thing. We're your squad.
I don't.
Well, what's the point in staying with him?
Because it's about a process. It's about.
All right. So
you're acting fit.
Because what's the point?
Do you think Arteta's going to win you league?
Yeah, he could.
Do you think? Do you think he's going to win your league?
Yeah, I do.
No, it's a process. Wait.
So
do you think you genuinely don't think that Ollie will ever win you a Premier League?
Probably not.
What's the point in persisting with him?
Because it's about now. Listen,
if it's a process.
When you change your manager every time.
You keep changing your manager.
Exactly. So I'm saying don't do it.
You've changed your managers more than you changed your pants.
No, but Flex, hold on, wait a minute.
Come on, man.
Wait a minute. If you're in charge, if it is a process, you are 100% right. It's the same with Arsenal fans. Our patience hasn't been good enough, I feel, this season.
Never is. If you lose against us, you want Arteta out.
Wait a minute, it is a process, right? And it's a process for Arsenal, it's a process for Man United. But if you're in charge of Man United, right, as part of that process, there's got to be an end game.
This
yeah?
is the best
Wait, let me
rebuild,
finish,
and it
let
could
me
be leaving
finish.
it better for somebody
So
else.
You're saying
Could be.
that as part of the process, he's never going to win the league.
No, listen. Let me
what
rephrase
you
that.
just
All
said.
right, let me rephrase that then. Let me rephrase that since everyone's too thick round here to understand what I'm actually saying. Right? Because this is annoying me now.
That's what
This
you
is
said.
annoying me
I'm
now.
sorry.
This is annoying me now.
He's rattled.
I
He's
asked
rattled.
you
This
the
is annoying
question.
me now.
Can
He's
you
fully
win
rattled.
the league?
I am.
I
You're
asked you.
pissing me off.
Wait,
Fully
I
rattled.
asked you the question. Can you win the league with Ollie in charge?
I said
Yes
I
or
said-
no?
I said
no. We
probably
didn't want
not.
to. And then, look, you've been round
But
Mark
what?
too
But
much.
listen,
You are
but listen
coming
to
out
this.
with all these
No, Mark
different
says yes.
little excuses.
Mark says yes. But let me
Well,
tell
at
you
least
this.
he's consistent.
Let me tell you this.
He's rattled.
Let me
Look,
tell you this.
he's
right?
rattling, look.
This is the best. Man United fans will tell you if they've got a brain. This is the best rebuild that we've seen since post Sir Alex Ferguson. This is the first time we've got players in that resemble Man United players. This is the first time that we've had some calm. And if you sack Ollie now, right?
No, I don't think you should.
Right, which some people
Yeah, I
think we
hope
should. Yeah, you guys want to see him there because he's PE teacher, Wally the Wally, all of that. That's fine. You can have the little Lego head, Brill Cream where his hair sticks and stays in the same position.
Bro,
That's fine.
you would love that head of hair.
Right, but let me tell you this: when you sack managers, as you very well know, right, it can put you into turmoil, and you have to redo everything again. And with our board, what we're saying as Man United fans, and this is again what your instant thing, which is why it's quite frustrating, because your instant thing is going to say, hold on a minute, you spent this, you spent that. When it comes to actually backing the managers, what our board does is they do it half-heartedly. So they'll do it for one transfer window. Then when we need to kick on, Ollie finished third with that team in a shit league, but he finished third. Invest. We've got to do it. They've never done it. It's typical
All right,
Man United board.
What if,
and that's what other fans don't understand.
As a fan, what if you learned that tomorrow, right, Pochettino is available?
Well, he is available.
Wait a minute. We'll take the job tomorrow, right? Take over, right? And
Don't want him.
Ed Woodward rings you up and says,
Don't want him.
Lies.
Decision's down to you.
Lies.
The decision's down to you, Flex.
Yeah.
We can remove Ollie today and bring in Pochettino tomorrow. Yeah. It's all down to you. What's your answer?
I'll stay with Ollie.
Liar.
How do
You are a liar.
How do you know,
because
man?
I could tell straight
How do you know,
away
man?
you're trying so hard not to
How do you know,
blink
man?
right now as well.
How do you know, man?
And you know you're lying.
You don't know what's in my head.
I know straight away
You know
what's in your
my
head.
I'll tell you why I'll stay with
Robbie,
Ollie.
You're
look
lying.
at him. Look at him.
You are lying.
Look at He's actually like this. He's like trying his hardest to keep his eyes
Is this
open.
what they do? Are they turning to Mr.
No,
Megan
I'm
now?
just
They can
asking you a
read people's
question.
minds?
What are you talking to the camera for?
Because
man?
I
No
feel,
one's going to
I feel
help
like I
you.
get more sense to the viewers at home.
I'm asking you a straight
Right.
question.
And I'll give you a straight answer.
You would get rid of
would
Ollie.
And I'll tell you why. I
keep
think by
Ollie.
changing the manager right now, I said this from the start, and Man United fans watching this will say, nah, Flex, but you did say this. I said, finishing third, he's upheld his end of the bargain for that season. Whether it's because the league's shit, if it was Arteta, you'd be saying, doesn't matter, he done it.
Do
Right?
you think?
So hold on, let
do
me
you
finish.
think
Hold on,
this
let me finish.
squad? Do you think this Man United squad should be challenging for the title?
I think they should reduce the gap severely.
Right. Do you think Ollie or Pochettino could do that right now?
Yes.
No. Who do you think?
No, you said, do
no.
I think? He
do
said,
I think?
He just said, do I think
said,
either of
do
them
I,
can do it?
No.
You
do
said,
I
do you think Ollie or Pochettino
Yeah,
can
I'm
do it?
saying.
Yeah, they both could.
You don't even believe yourself when
I
you
do
say
believe
that
in
Ollie
that. And
could
you know why I
close
believe
that
in
gap.
that? Do you know why I believe in that? Because I feel, and this could go, look, it's my prediction, it's my opinion. Yeah, it's
This
my
is gonna
opinion.
be amazing.
This is fan TV. It's about opinions. Yeah, it's not
gonna
about
be-
fact.
you know this is
It's
gonna
not
come
about
back.
fact. Yeah, because
Come on, spit it out, stop waffling, you're going round the
Let's
houses.
face it. Let's
Stop
face it.
waffling.
Let's face it. We're
Tell
all
the
fans.
camera, look into
We're
the
all
camera and
fans.
tell them what
We're
you were
all
about to
fans.
say. Look, he's so
We're all
round.
fans, and none of us know. The truth
Look
is none
into
of
the
us know.
camera and
So,
say it. What do you want to say? Go on.
What I want to say is I think the reason why I wouldn't change Ollie for Pochettino right now is I think this Manchester United side is going to come into some form. And you know what? With this no fans business, and this is a serious point, how the league is just Tottenham, they're 1 minute they're doing amazing,
Can you just
then
get
they're doing all right. The league is open, so I think we get some consistency together, and I don't think we'll be that far.
Funny
off the
thing is,
Liverpool
the league this season is open. It's wide open.
Exactly.
It's wide open, man. I mean,
So there's no reason for you to be near 8th or finishing 8th or anything like that this season.
We'll finish above Man United.
I'm looking at the
definitely
league at the
won't
moment.
No, you
We're
won't.
finishing
looking at
above
the league
you.
at the moment.
We've already done our bet already. So.
We're finishing above you, man.
Everton top, Liverpool second, both on 13 points. Villa in third, 12. Leicester fourth on 12. Tottenham fifth on 11th. Leeds, Southampton, Palace, Wolves, all on 10 points, down to 9th. Chelsea and Arsenal on 9 points, right, 10 and 11. And then you've got West Ham, in 12th. Manchester City in 13th.
So
Manchester
United
in 15th. Oh, it's still early in the season.
We're 3 points off third with a game in hand. That's how mad the league is. But we're 15th.
You're not 3 points off third.
With a game in hand, with the game in hand.
If you win the game in hand, yeah. But what I'm saying is...
So we're only 4 points off top.
What I'm trying to say...
exactly.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is a wide open... how many times have you seen at this stage of the season, there's no unbeaten team?
You don't know how Liverpool are going to do as well. Now Fabinho's injured as well.
Fabinho out. So this is a league. This is where I'm looking at this year and I'm like, what's with all the negativity with even some of the big teams, right? There's an opportunity here.
Well, I'm here being positive, and you lot are telling me I'm a wally because I'm saying Ollie's going to steady the ship, and I think we're going to do right. And you're saying, but he's not getting the best out of it.
He's not winning the league.
Short-termism.
He ain't winning the league.
You just told me the league's open.
He ain't winning the league.
The point I'm trying to make right from the beginning is that with your team, to me, if you've got a top manager in charge with the team, the players that you have available, that manager's job should be to try.
Okay, so watch this one.
Wait a minute, let me finish. That manager's job, right? If I was in charge, would be like, I want you to try and win the league.
100%. Look, I'm not saying. Look, I agree with that. And you're
down.
Do you know what I personally think? Can I just say one thing?
Let me say this. Yeah, let me say this.
The
reason I'm downplaying is because I'm being realistic.
I'm going to let you talk in 1 second, right? So, if I was in charge of both teams, right, I'd be looking at Arteta and I'd be saying, with the team you've got and the squad you've got this season, I want you to give me top 4. Right? There's still things that need to be done, but I want top 4. If I'm in charge of Manchester United at the moment with the team you've got, I'm saying
challenge.
I want you this season. You have no reason to come back to me at the end of the season and tell me that you did not challenge for the lead of that team.
But this is what I'm talking about. Realism. If you finish this is why. Listen, if you finish 33 points behind first, is it realistic to claw back 33 points in a shit transfer window? Is it? With the same team?
It's realistic.
With the same team? Is it? Just say yes or no. Just say yes or no.
It's realistic.
Yes, I feel...
What, to claw back 33 points?
It's realistic when you see what's happened to Liverpool in terms of Van Dijk.
Right, to close the gap it is, and I agree with that.
So
but at the start of the season...
there's no reason.
And the same with Man City, we finished how many points behind Man City? 25 points.
Do you know what?
Is it realistic to say that?
Whose squad's better? This might sound like a bold prediction, yeah? If Arteta had your current Man United team, he would be...
Well, you think he'd be second?
He'd be closer to challenging.
But Ollie might, we don't know.
I don't think he will because I don't rate him. I don't rate him.
That's fine. So if at the end of the season...
This is all about the question. Who's the better manager?
Ollie might, but
you don't know.
Ollie might, but you're saying right from the beginning this thing that Ollie's not going to... you're saying the best we can do
I've always said...
That's what you said.
I didn't say the best we can do is top 4. I said we can shorten the gap.
At no time have you spoke about challenging.
All right, answer me one question.
This is what I was going to say.
Tell me if this is something.
Who's got a better squad?
Man United?
No. Not out of Arsenal and Man United. Is Liverpool a better team than Man United? Better squad, better players, whatever.
I think Liverpool, right? When I look at...
Are they better than Man United?
Let me say it. I'll say slightly better, right? Player for player, right? I look at your players,
but you've got to look at the consistency of the players.
Wait a minute, I'm saying, right? As I'm saying it to you again, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Martial...
But you lot yourself say Martial ain't no that, he's not clinical. No, so which one is it?
Listen,
now you're putting Martial into his top.
When have I said that?
Well, okay, you say that.
I said it.
When have I said that?
You always say, boy, yeah, I know he's good at that, but he's not clinical.
Martial, right?
He's not a Harry Kane, is he? He's not an Aubameyang.
He's not a Harry Kane.
But now, because your argument, you're now putting him as that. Rashford, the same thing. He took loads of penalties last year. He's never had a 25-goal season.
But
Mane and Salah have.
The amount of penalties you get, he will have a 25-goal season.
No, Bruno Fernandes will.
Do you know what I mean? Ask me this question. Wait.
I see you got better squad.
You see your current squad. You see your current squad.
Yeah, where does it rank in the Premier League? Is it
your current squad?
Is it third?
If Jurgen Klopp had your current squad, would you challenge for the title this season?
Of course, because Jurgen Klopp's a way better manager.
So your manager's not good enough.
Right, but you're comparing him.
Your manager's not good enough.
You just compared him to Klopp.
Ollie out.
Is Klopp better than Arteta?
Ollie out.
Is Klopp better than Arteta? Answer the question.
Thanks for joining us for today's show.
No, hold on. Of course,
is Klopp better than Arteta?
Wait a minute, I'll answer your question.
He's been in management 10 months.
Wait a minute, I'll answer your question.
Why shouting? Stop getting rattled.
Klopp
never rattle me.
No, wait a minute. I'll answer your question.
Klopp,
of course. I'm never rattled. But I'll answer your question. Klopp is way better than Arteta, right? He's one of the best, if not the best manager around, right? But I'm going to flip that question and say that if Klopp was managing Arsenal, they still wouldn't win the league right now. We don't have the team to do it. If Klopp was managing that crop of Manchester United players, he would challenge to win that league. And I reckon he has the ability. And Guardiola.
But you know what's funny about
Guardiola as well.
All of this though, this is what I find really weird.
No, because it was just a simple question.
Yeah, it was a simple question.
It tracks back to a simple question we asked you. Is Ollie good enough to win you the league?
Listen, what's really weird about this whole conversation is, actually, he had his first full season when we weren't even in the Champions League before, and you have to have a stepping stone of getting into it. So really, this whole thing, what you man are saying, should come to me at the end of the season with this energy. At the moment, you're acting like we're 5 games into the season, right?
Of course,
and what you lot are doing is coming with this narrative of he should be doing. The games haven't even come yet.
No.
The games ain't even come yet.
I think you've
been poor this season.
I think what you need to do is, right?
We started poorly, but how many? You can always start poorly.
Flex, listen back earlier to the podcast. I just asked you a simple question. Do you think? Of course, it's early in the season. All I asked you the question is: do you think this manager that you have is good enough for you to win the league? You know, challenge for the league.
And against a Klopp and Pep, I think it'd be really difficult. But what I've always said, which is my energy, my consistency, my consistent energy. But you're talking about title challenges. I've always said I think Ollie will leave it in a better position for somebody else to come in. But the rebuild, he deserves a chance. He finished 3rd. What do you want us to do? Sack him after finishing 3rd, like you lot would do?
No, we wouldn't sack him.
You lot finished 8th.
We would not sack a manager.
Well then,
we had a manager take over at the end of December, start of January. So
well then,
at the end of the day,
I'm just saying patience ain't Arsenal fans' forte.
The finish.
There's already fans.
Listen, do you know how many years?
Fans chatting shit about
Don't talk to me about patience when you see how many years we put up with what we had to put up with. Yeah. For
anyway, you know what?
So Arteta's the better manager.
Who's going to win the game?
Have we established that Arteta's a better manager?
I'll leave it up to people to decide.
Right? We're going to do a poll. Are we going to do a poll? Are we going to do a poll?
Oh, we're going to do a poll.
There's no point doing on your
I'll leave it up to people to comment.
We all about there's more Man United fans on our channel than yours.
What I would like to know is that there is one thing that will be resolved pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, and that's 3 defeats on the bounce for you.
Who's going to win the game, right? Who's winning?
You coming to me?
Yeah,
you're the guest.
We're winning this game.
Prediction.
We're winning this game even more so now.
Brennan, chop this up, yeah? Chop it up, get it ready, meme and all the rest of it.
I'm going to say this. In all honesty, I think it'll be a difficult game. I think it'll be quite boring. I think it'll be very tactical. You're going to go back to playing the negative football that you used to laugh at us for playing. You're going to go 5 at the back, playing negative tactics.
It's not negative.
It's not negative now, but that's what you're going to do. You're going to go back to playing reserved, go back to the formation that served you well under Arteta, even though, like you said, you still haven't won against the Big Six with it. You're going to stink the place out and try and get a draw and just not lose the game, I think. We will see Aubameyang keep doing what he's doing, which is not much since he signed the contract. I think Pepe, if he can buy a start, because Willian, although you guys used to cuss him at thing, he's coming and dislodged Pepe for 72 million. I think we'll see what we see from him. Who are you going to play? Maybe Lacazette up front. Cool, do that if you want. No party, no, you know what I mean, rolling out.
We want to know what you're going to do.
Rolling out dub plates for Manu and we kick the ball and then lose at home. Only Arsenal could do that. Banter FC. So yeah, we're going to win the game.
Okay.
I love his energy.
Rolling out dub plates.
What'd you do?
Am I lying? We're playing piano, you know.
Did you roll out a dub plate for a player before? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Did you roll out a Thomas Partey Doneo dub plate with you? Hold on a minute. Before the man's even kicked the ball, Robbie's there doing dances and music videos. Before man's even made a pass for Arsenal. Then he makes his Premier League debut and you lose 1-0. Banter FC. Carry on.
You know that
but you've got to remember as well, you've done a dub plate with a piano and then struggled against
I didn't do a dub plate, don't say my name in it.
You know the funny thing is about it, I've been quite kind to him, not mentioning things like Alexis and stuff like that. The way he came
because it cancels out.
Remember his energy, that's
a Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, this is the thing. I know that if you start turning that
are you going to win the game? Go on.
I know that
say it with your chest.
If you shut your mouth, then I will actually get an opportunity to speak for a second. Be quiet.
Are you going to win the game?
Relax, all right? There's no green screens here or anything, right? Just chill, right?
Stop skirting around houses, get to it.
Now, I actually think this is going to be the week where we get that victory.
You mean it, or you just saying
No, I genuinely mean it.
He doesn't mean it.
Of course I genuinely mean it.
Of course he is.
We've got the better manager. And yes, we don't win away from home, and we haven't, and we've got this record. Because Mikel Arteta has shown that he can do it. Mikel Arteta has shown that he can
win against top 6?
Against those top sides. Yeah,
away from home.
No, not away from home, but
Well,
he's
so he
shown that
hasn't
he
shown
can
it.
beat
So he
those
hasn't shown it
teams.
then.
So there's nothing to fear.
So he
If we
hasn't
can
shown it.
if we can
Hold on a
transfer
minute.
that
He's only shown it
into the away games, because remember, under Arteta, we beat Man United. Arteta didn't even have his name on the door at the office when we beat Man United. That's how quick he was into the job. And yet he went, get him away.
At home.
Right? Do you know what I mean?
Tell him again, at home.
So it doesn't matter. No, what I'm saying is,
It does matter, because it didn't matter that we beat people that weren't in the Premier League, but now we're in the Premier League, it matters. What is it?
That we can actually beat these managers.
moving goalposts.
Now we need to just transfer it into the away form, because he's beaten Pep, he's beaten Lampard, he's beaten all of them. What he now needs to do is transfer it into the away form. I feel that he can do that. So that's where I get the confidence that he's beaten all these managers. The little bit on the side where you're going, is that away form? But you're asking me a question, and I think, could this be the week where we finally make that step and win? Yeah,
No,
I do.
Not could. Will it?
No, I'm
Will
saying
you win
that's
the game?
question.
Yeah, will you
That's
win?
the question.
Will you
that
win?
people- yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
All
what we
right,
had to say.
so
mate.
you've
That's
heard
what
it.
we had to say. All that other bullshit, talking about all this cryptic
Says
stuff.
you.
Will you win
Says
the game?
you. You're talking about dub plates and everything. Behave yourself, man. Behave
Right, so
yourself.
listen,
I've got
you've
surprise.
heard
I've
it.
got a surprise if we win as well. By the way.
You've heard
Oh,
it.
I love it.
You've
Oh.
heard it from both camps there. DT says Arsenal's going to win. Flex says Manchester United's going to win. We're really looking forward to the game. Of course, Saturday 4:30 kickoff.
What do you
UK
think?
Time.
Yeah, what do you think you're getting away with this? What do you think?
I think-
Yeah,
You can't
you ain't getting away with it.
can't say
Sorry.
his chest.
No, I think it's going to be a draw.
Oh, it sits right in the middle.
No,
Why don't you think your manager's got what the
No,
Minerals DT
no,
saying he's
no,
got?
hold on, right.
He's better than Ollie.
No,
Why
hold
Why
on.
can't you come beat the PE teacher?
I do believe he's better manager than Ollie.
Right, so why can't he beat him?
Wait, let me finish, yeah? But Ollie has... the point I've been trying to make to you, right? But you've just been, I don't know, you're either trying to make it deliberately go over your head or whatever, right? Is that your manager, for me, is underachieving with the players that he has.
Fair argument.
Right? I've looked at our manager. He is constantly having to. He's having to squeeze every last bit.
But ain't you making some excuses as well, though?
No, we've
You've got Aubameyang who scores goals for fun.
No, but we've also got other players
Thomas
like.
Partey, who you all wanted. You've got Kieran Tierney, who you
You see,
all
this is
wanted.
what he's trying to talk over.
But that's
me.
what
Exactly.
you say to me.
Let me
But
finish,
we're still
right?
building.
Let me finish, right? There are players like
Get
that.
out of it.
Top quality players. Thomas Partey's just arrived, by the way. He's played one game in the Premier League. So give him a chance.
Exactly.
Right?
You're the one rolling out the red carpet and playing the songs, not me.
But let me just.
You
say,
lot should have thought that before you made a music video.
You may be jealous of our welcomes. That's up to you, right?
I'm
Right?
just saying.
But as I said, right?
It was a good welcome.
Our
video.
manager is squeezing the most out of certain players, right? To even when I look at it, I'm like, yo, I didn't even know that guy could play as well as that, right? He's having to squeeze every last sinew out
I
of these
agree with
guys,
that.
right?
I agree with that.
Whereas your manager already has at his disposal some top quality players, and he's underachieving. So, you know, I feel that we'll go there. I do feel like
Underachieving is weird though, because he finished third.
Hold on. I do feel we'll go there. I do feel that you know, we will be pragmatic in the game. I don't think we're going to go all out attack, and that's a sensible.
Will
thing
I annoy
to-
you? Is
and
that
that's
sensible?
No,
Do you like
that's
that?
no, that's a sensible.
'Cause I
thing.
can see why
as
you're
long as
doing
we
that.
have a go when we're supposed to have a go.
Yeah.
It doesn't annoy me because we've been doing it for years. We've been going gun ho in those places
getting slapped up,
and
yeah.
getting right. We've got to be more sensible in our approach to these games. But what I saw in the game against Man City and Liverpool is that we were in the game, right? It weren't the greatest of performances, but we haven't been in those games away from home. We were in those games. I feel he's going to get one of these right. And I could see a win. It's more than likely going to be a draw. But, you know, I think I saw the Leipzig game. I thought Manchester United played brilliantly there and against PSG. But both
Why
teams,
didn't you voice note me after
both
that?
teams attacking.
Why
Both
didn't you
teams
voice
coming
note me?
onto them. What am I voice noting you for?
No, 'cause when we lost against-
To congratulate you. I did actually voice note you after the PSG game. Said you deserved to win it. Didn't I?
Yeah, you messaged me saying. good
Ah,
performance.
see?
But I didn't get a voice note.
I
didn't get a voice note.
But where's your messages
Didn't get
to
a
us
voice note.
when we do
I
one?
just keep it consistent. I just never message.
No, you do message.
Can I say this though? Can I say this? Can I say this just
Yeah.
quickly? In all honesty though, all banter aside, because look, when it comes to tribalism and backing your team, it doesn't matter if you know what the real answer is, you always back your team. You do a tie, right? But I will say this, I have seen a lot on social media, like Arsenal fans getting onto Arteta, saying, oh, why is he not doing this? But for me, with what you just said, that I do agree, like, you go to these games before so open, 3-0, 5-0, whatever. And I was like, well, what do you want? He's oozing a lot out of some average players. There's players in your team that he wanted to get rid of that are still there, and he has to work with what he's got. So to be honest, all jokes aside,
it's part of a process.
I actually do respect Arteta.
I understand. I even understand the process at Manchester United, and I do feel that Ollie, despite his faults, has. I think he has. I think against the teams that come at him, he has a game plan. I look at it. I look at even last season when with Liverpool game, the City game, when those teams come on, he has an excellent counter-attacking game plan. I just don't feel that overall he's the manager that's going to win you the league. I do feel that you have a good enough team right now to challenge. I'm not saying he'll win.
With the right system,
I'm saying when I look at our manager, he's still like 4 or 5 players away from challenging.
And I don't like how everyone treated Mustafi the other day as well, by the way, I just want to say. Because that goal where everyone's saying it's all his fault, no one mentioned Xhaka and Tierney, but that's a different question.
It wasn't all his fault.
I thought that was a disgrace, I'm going to be honest.
It was an error.
So you see that goal that Leicester scored against you, yeah? Everyone was going,
Tierney and Xhaka
I paused it, mate. You look at Xhaka and Tierney and that player who's ran through, whatever his name is, that new striker they got. Tierney, they can see him. And none of them go. So that makes Gabriel have to leave his man. In turn, then Mustafi.
The problem is that Gabriel was seeing it immediately and was already telling Mustafi, "I've got to go," and his hand is pointing and saying, "Take him." And
but
Mustafi,
even that, he's still too far away for me.
No, because Vardy's next to him at the time. But Mustafi, the biggest issue with him is that he never reacts.
He doesn't smell danger.
He's part of it. And then what he does is that when it happens, he stands there and he goes. And looks around at everyone like, listen, when it's like, look, you could have been there and made it difficult.
There was 4 players involved in that, and I never heard no one else's name but Mustafi. That's all I'll say. But I hope he plays.
He will play.
He will play. We've got no choice.
And that's
is Louise injured?
And
yeah. We didn't even do any team news kind of stuff. That's what we should have done.
We're gonna leave the team stuff because I know that you're doing like a combined 11 on your channel. And also
I'll leave a space for you.
We've come to the
That'd
end.
be quite easy.
I'll leave a space for combined 11.
We've come to the end of the podcast today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, check out Profit Accumulator. The link is in the description. As I said, some big games this week where they can help you out on. Check out Flex United Stand, the #1 Manchester United channel. It's a great channel, even though the team ain't great. It's a great channel, so make sure you check him out. Mark Goldbridge, DT, you know DT's channel, right? And us here on AFTV. But thanks for watching. It's the big one at the weekend. Arsenal visiting Old Trafford. Can we get a win there at last? Can we shut this guy up? Can you imagine if we lose? We're dead.
That's the same for me. If I lose,
that's why we love this game, because this game is all in. I don't care, what people try.
If you lose, I've got something for you.
If Sir Marcus Rashford, PhD, HND, GCSE, BTEC, A-level Rashford, right, scores against you, or do you know what I want to win? I want to win 1-0 by a penalty.
Yeah,
that'll piss you.
I can tell you one thing. You want to hope that Pepe don't score.
That's what I want to do.
You want to hope Pepe don't score. I don't care if you're going to games, you're still getting a map.
I'm still looking for him. I don't even know where he is.
You're still getting a map.
Listen, man, I don't even know what else to say. That's it. Right, looking forward to the game.
This video is supported by Profit Accumulator. Profit Accumulator helps you to earn extra money by doing something called match betting. Match betting isn't gambling. And when you do it properly, and I mean properly, you can't lose. Now you always see these promotions by bookmakers like Ladbrokes, William Hill's, Corals, offering a £50 bonus to customers. So you sign up and you might place a £50 bet on a coin toss landing on heads and a £50 bet on the same coin toss landing on tails. Now whichever way it lands, it don't matter, because you won't win or lose any money because you've covered all of the outcomes. However, you get the £50 bonus, so you're still £50 up. Now, lots of people try to do match betting on their own, but it's very time consuming and not always easy if you don't know what you're doing. That's where Profit Accumulator come in. Even if you don't know anything about sports, they walk you through everything step by step, showing you how to accumulate money into your bank account. So get involved right now. Click the link in the description and sign up to Profit Accumulator right now.